and welcome to AUC TV. I'm Joya Aggar. Barcelona's resident had blended opinions on Wednesday on the subtle provocation of Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy to suspend Catalan self-rule. Rajoy requested that the Catalan pioneer should state whether or not he announced independence because this would be very important in further decisions to be taken in the next few days. It's the first occasion when the Rajoy has straightforwardly said that the Article 155 of the Spanish Constitution will be the subsequent stage taken by the legislature if the Catalan specialists don't backtrack. In addition, he also said that the administration needs to offer conviction to subjects and that it's important to return peacefulness and quiet. Some people got worried about the interference of the national police, while others were happy about that, to report a live conversation between regional and national leaders.
Que siempre estamos repitiendo lo mismo. Creo que lo mejor sería que se sentaran de una puñetera vez y se aclaren y decidan algo, un poco más de autonomía, no lo sé. No sé porque no soy político, pero evidentemente esto tiene que haber una solución más lógica. A ver, suspender la autonomía no va a servir para nada, la gente no la va a convencer. Es ridículo.
On Thursday, Kenya's government banned opposition protests in their three biggest cities because of imminent danger of breach of peace. According to Fred Matinaga, Kenya's Interior Security Cabinet Secretary, demonstrations are banned in Nairobi, Kisumu, and Mombasa.
For the time being, we will not allow demonstrations within the central business districts of Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu.
Fred Matinaga, talking to journalists, he added saying that the right to protest is protected in Kenya's constitution, but he will not allow a few people while exercising their freedom to invade the rights of others. Fred Matinaga, at a press conference talking to journalists, Matinaga said that those who organized the protests on the 6th of October will be held personally liable for the damages they made. On the other hand, the opposition party believed that the ban of protests is violating the constitutional rights and declared that they will continue with the protests. 189 people died in the most powerful bombing in Somalia's capital on a busy street near key ministries. Deaths continued to increase due to the lack of medical assistance in hospitals because of the large number of casualties. Nevertheless, 200 others were injured and are still in critical conditions. The Somalian government fear the increase of the number of casualties. Ambulance sirens still echoed the streets a day later, assisting families who are still looking for their families in the ruins. President Mohamed stated 3 days of mourning and joined thousands of people who responded to a desperate plea by hospitals to donate blood for the wounded victims. Moving on to the south coast, clashes broke out in Indian-controlled Kashmir after 2 Indian Air Force commandos and 2 rebels were killed in a fierce gun battle. Street clashes erupted in the Kashmir city of Hajan shortly after the fighting ended as hundreds of residents demanded an end to Indian rule in Kashmir. Government forces fired tear gas to quell the rock-throwing protesters and for the first time allowed Indian Air Force personnel to participate in a ground combat against the rebels. Colonel Rajesh Kalia stated that the soldiers began an anti-militant operation by cordoning of northern Hajan town on a tip that rebels were hiding in the area. He said the deaths occurred in the ensuing intense fighting. Protesters later marched in the town carrying the body of one of the dead rebels, and the group demanded that Kashmir be united either under Pakistani rule or as an independent country. Nuclear armed rivals India and Pakistan each administer part of Kashmir, but both claim the Himalayan territory in its entirety. Moving to the United States, a 19-year-old university student in West Texas was charged with capital murder against shooting a police officer. The student confessed to killing a campus police officer who had been booking him on a drug possession charge, telling detectives he had done something illogical. According to Texas University statement, police made a student welfare check Monday evening and upon entering the room found evidence of drugs. Officers then took the suspect to the police station for a standard debriefing and to prepare to take him to the county jail. On campus, Police Chief Kylie Boneth said a news conference Tuesday his department received reports of a student acting erratically who might have a weapon.
The events last night began when TTP, Texas Tech Police Department, received information about a student acting erratically who was reported to be in possession of a weapon. Officers responded to the dorm and to conduct a welfare check, and during the welfare check noticed drug paraphernalia present in the dorm. At this point, the student showed up, and after being identified, he was also found to be in possession of drug paraphernalia and was arrested and subsequently transported to the Texas Tech Police Department. During this time, the student pulled a gun and fatally shot Officer East.
Austrians are voting to stop the illegal immigration from Hungary as the army caught nearly 80 people who tried to cross illegally from Hungary to austria. Over the past 2 weeks, the Austrian army caught 80 Hungarians who attempt to enter Austria through the river Litha or the railroad tracks to cross the border.
Also in den letzten Wochen haben sich vor allem die Hotspots in 3 Bereiche ergeben. Einerseits ist es Nickelsdorf, dann Halbturn und Kitzee im Norden, Burgenland bzw. da schon zur Grenze zu Niederösterreich. Also diese 3 Bereiche sind auch, wo jetzt wirklich vermehrt auch Aufgriffe gezählt worden sind.
The Austrian army has positioned several watchtowers at important crossing points to stop the Hungarians from passing by the borders at night.
Und vor allem entlang der Leiter verwenden eben diese Geländelinie sehr viele hilf- und schutzbedürftige Fremde, eben den Übertritt nach Österreich zu schaffen.
Most of the rich migrants attempt to cross the borders by vehicles, while the less poor refugees try to cross the borders on foot. The Austrian army usually send them back to Hungary when they get caught. The police and army cope together to stop this kind of immigration. The Netherlands claimed a 7th World Solar Challenge title on Thursday after its solar-powered car drove the length of Austria in little over 37 hours. The Noon Solar team from Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands reached the World Solar Challenge finish line in the southern coastal city of Adelaide on Thursday, after 37 hours of racing across 3,022 kilometers driving their Nuna 9 car. The University of Michigan's car, Novum, was an hour behind Noon, which them second place, with Belgium team Punch Power Training chasing them down. This year, the challenge attracted 95 teams from more than 20 countries. The crews drove from 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day with 7 checkpoints along a route cutting through the heart of Australia's central desert region to get updates on their standings, the weather, and do basic maintenance.
We've been drilled by our alumni. That's the big part of having so much alumni as we do. Like this atmosphere, this way of doing this, it helped a lot, and yeah, it's amazing. They help us lift the spirit and just keep going, stay focused, never think that you're easy doing something, that it's always staying focused until you cross the finish line.
This was AUC Newscast. Thank you for watching AUC TV.